questions or you want to discuss something, upcoming projects that you may be doing in your house, feel free to reach out at any time. I really look forward to meeting with you and working with you.
Pay for those things. We're on air. Good evening. We call the meeting September 14th, 2021, regular Selectmen's meeting in order. There's all the selectmen are here except for Noah Cobb. We have the new town manager, James Bellissimo, and the town clerk, Patty Murray, by Zoom. Please stand with me and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first order is the approval of minutes from August 24th.
I guess while Noah's connecting, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. As I'll go through the roll, this is how we typically do it on the Zoom calls. Since we're not all in the room together, I'll go through the roll. Mark.
Yes.
Is Linda?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
And Noah says he's on, but I don't see him yet. But myself is a yes also. So we have 4 yes and 1 maybe, it looks like, coming in.
Yes. Can you hear me?
There we go. There's Noah. Yes. Thank you, Noah.
My computer's having a connection, so I'm on my phone. Right
No problem. We have a first public comment. Did nobody called in or send any emails or any public comment? We have no public hearing tonight. That brings us to our reports of committees, and we do have a report from the BCTV.
Yeah. Hey, good evening. So beginning in October, BCTV will be offering closed captioning services. This is a donation from the Bibber family and Bibber Memorial Chapel, who have graciously donated money toward the captioning service piece. BCTV used almost $2,500 to buy the unit and to buy the editor. They bought the minutes for transcription services. So really happy about that.
Yeah, they're good people.
They are. And please be patient with us. Captioning is not a perfected art. So some of the names may be misspelled. We may find some of the common words will be misspelled. We're going to go in and correct them. So it just give us time to get that input. We started a monthly newsletter that highlights our current videos. and it lists the old movies we're playing for the month, so people can check out what's going to be playing for that month. It also does a little highlight page of some of the things we're working on. We're partnering with Noble Virtual Middle School, and the students came to visit us this year on the first day of school, to boot. And they learned about public access, they learned about our equipment, and we're looking at making some videos together with them, which will be kind of fun. Nicole Fecto has started doing some informational videos for planning board information. They're being well received, and we'll be putting them up on the website as well. We purchased 2 new Canon cameras, our first ones. We're all excited, except they won't be in until November. Everything's back ordered, so we're just not going to get them right away. And the last piece of information is that we've hired a local artist, Aaron Thomas, to redo our logo.
Awesome.
And what we're looking to do, and I realize...
Be doing what, the town logo?
No, our BCTV logo.
Okay, yep.
We're looking to incorporate what the town of Berwick currently has for a
Yeah, so
logo
yep.
and kind of go in, but we're also looking to drop the TV from our name. While we are television, people are cutting the cord and the cable left and right, we also stream a lot. And I think we need to be a media outlet as opposed to a TV station.
What is the TV and the monitor in the other room?
That's, so we use that to show BCTV videos.
That was on today when I was in there.
Yeah, we use it to show the BCTV videos, the streaming cameras up top, things like
So
that.
it wasn't live then?
No, it's either our
Okay.
channel or something like that, yeah. And we're thinking that if we kind of incorporate with what Berwick currently has as a new logo, we can kind of complement one another as opposed to, having one totally separate and different. So we're looking forward to what she has to offer us, and the great part is she's offering it in many formats, so we can get door signs made or, small logo made of t-shirts and things like that. Any questions?
Any questions from the board?
No? Anybody?
No, the closed caption service sounds awesome though, so I think it's like, especially if you get that going to the streaming and everything, I think that's just another outlet that you guys are doing over there, Terry, and that's a great job.
Thanks. It will only be on our government channel, and we're doing closed captioning for government board meetings and emergency notifications. I estimated, looking back at previous years, that about 100 hours a year are government meetings only. So it's so expensive. 100 minutes is $1,500.
Really?
So I can't, 100 hours, I'm sorry. So we have to justify the expense, and the government meetings are the most important that we saw, so.
Oh, so we're not getting, so even though we had the stuff donated, we still have to pay the cable company to?
Well, no, we're paying a service to do this. So basically, while we have the captioning, it goes out and comes back with the captions. So we're paying for that
Pay
piece
for
of it.
that piece.
Yep. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have no department reports. We have appointments, presentations, and other guests. As mentioned, we have a new town manager, James Bellissimo. And along with the town manager, he also wears many other hats. The town treasurer, tax collector, road commission, public health officer, and public information officer. So,
Take that mask off, boy.
these are always the things that go along with the town manager, so there's nothing new here. If anybody have any questions on it? If not, I'll look for a motion to appoint James to all the above mentioned positions.
So moved.
We have
I'll second it.
a motion and a second. Is any further discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Mark?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
And myself is yes. There you go, James. 5 more hats for you to wear. Is,
Just wonder, when are you buying your place in town?
As soon as possible. I have family land, but we're looking to.
so,
Oh, you over there?
and along with this is we also have, appointment for Lisa Vargas, our finance chair, to be put in as deputy treasurer and deputy tax collector. This is also,
Make the motion for Lisa.
all right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. 5-0. That brings us to unfinished business, as we have nothing under that. Town managers report.
Well, everyone, my first town manager's report. My first official day was about a week ago. I've been learning a ton. Been getting to know the department heads in my new role. I mentioned to Tom, and he said, "Don't say this," but I am having fun. I think being totally entrenched into all things Berwick, I'm really enjoying it from this new lens. I have a water update. Star, myself, and Jody met with Wright Pierce at the plant to discuss water upgrades. You remember that the underground source did not bear anything. There's no wells close by. One of the earliest suggestions is to look at constructing lagoons for the pretreatment. And then in addition to that, we have 2 options ahead of us for further filtration at the plant. We will be getting a full report with cost estimates pretty soon on that. We're gonna have a range of small to big ticket items, and we'll be able to chip away at them. The good news is we do have ARPA funding, federal infrastructure funding as well, and the bond. So we have some resources to address the manganese and other water issues once and for all. We're making some good progress on that. My replacement update, we're going to work with Southern Maine Planning Development Commission and Lee J. Feldman. He's very familiar with Berwick. He's been our planner for a couple years, longtime planner. He's going to help with assisting planning board. We do need a planning administrative assistant, hopefully someone that can come in here, possibly even grow into a director's role.
Who do you have? Who did you use for an assistant?
So I was basically an assistant, and I was the assistant to Lee J until I grew into the director role.
Okay.
So I have some contacts at the Muskie School, and I'll be exploring those options to bring in someone. SMPDC, they'll help us with finishing the comprehensive plan. The next meeting is October 14th. And Mike, I know you attended the last meeting. SMPDC will take the ball, and the goal is to get it to the point where we can get this adopted and get an update. So that'll be October 14th. I think that'll be a lot of fun to be part of. The Edge is back at planning board this Thursday. I think it'll be one of a few meetings that they have left with the planning board. I have the site plan in my office if anyone wants to see the plans.
You should have told me that today.
Yeah.
This Thursday?
This Thursday, yep. An Envision Berwick subcommittee has met a couple times over the past few weeks. We call it Dig a Hole Once Committee. The whole idea, as Jeremy mentioned the last meeting, is we have some sequencing and phasing for projects. We want to get our stormwater issues resolved. We want to get the power lines underground on Sullivan Street. We got sidewalks, streetscaping, street amenities, things like that. We've identified 15 projects in the downtown, and the next steps are working with our consultants to identify and really hash out these projects and identify funding sources. And then we're going to go work collaboratively with Great Falls Construction on shared projects. I think, one last thing, probably the most important thing, the tax commitment we had some issues with Trio and Vision talking to each other. So that issue's been resolved. The tax bills are about 2 weeks late. So they are headed to the printer, and they're on the way, and they are available online. I think there's probably a million other things, but I think that covers it for now. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for James?
Don't you just love his smile?
All right.
Thank you.
Moving on, is Selectmen Communications. I got a couple things. I did receive a letter from a resident on Pine Hill Road. It concerned billing practices with Consolidated Communications, I guess, the person really wasn't looking for the town to do anything, just to make us aware of it. So it sounds like there's a dispute there going on. I also want to take this time to just address a couple of things that, I've had people asking me about on the street, and some of the things going on in town, and why we're doing it. Is the first thing I'll address is the perennial question on the warrants, is why do the selectmen put down whether they favor a vote or not? Is if you look at all the warrants, all the things, it's usually, the selectmen recommend a yes vote, usually it's 5-0, sometimes it's not. Mark, our last meeting, Mark actually broke that, and he did dissent on one of them. It's a state law that we have to do that. I've been told, there's been a lot of research done just recently, and we only really need to do that on issues pertaining to money matters. So budgets, things like that, budget salaries, changes to ordinances and policy, we don't have to do that. But, some people feel that it's pushing a vote, pushing an opinion one way or another. As I said, it's a state law that requires it. And as for why we always seem to agree on things, that's because we work together to come to a consensus. It's not what I want, it's not what Mark wants, it's what we all want. So we work together with the town manager and the department heads to come up with these budgets and questions and things. And yes, we're gonna say we recommend them because we worked hard to get to that point. So.
And the fact is, we're not gonna, we're making our recommendation based on what we hear from people on the street also. So that's, we just don't decide, well, these 5 selectmen, oh yeah, that's good. No, people on the street tell us what they think, they call us, whatever. So that's another way we do it.
And, since James just gave his report, I've had some pushback about hiring him. And I was shown a post on the Hate Book page that talks about James and talks about how he started as a volunteer with the Downtown Vision Committee, and then he went to the Envision Berwick Committee, and then he went to working part-time, then he went to working full-time, and they made it sound like those were all bad things. And those are actually the things that led us to want to hire him, because he's been committed to Berwick.
Every business wants to do it that way.
He's been committed to Berwick for more than 8 years working. And he has the know-how, he has the ability, and we have full confidence in him. So I'm standing by my decision, and I have no problem at all with it. So I'll get off my soapbox for now, but like I said, I had a few things that people had asked me about, so I figured I'd bring those up.
Can I add to the board recommendations on warrant articles also? That's covered under Title 30A, Chapter 121, subsection, or Section 2528. And it does say that we are required to post the board recommendations for any appropriation. In 2014, on March 27th, the Board of Selectmen voted that Berwick would print all recommendations on any article. So that's why we do it for everything. If you
okay.
guys wanna switch that and vote for just what the law states, that's fine, but that's why it's on every article.
All right, thanks for clarifying that. And,
Sure.
so 2014, that predates you
Yeah.
and me, Mark, so.
Yeah. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, Patty.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Approvals of accounts payable. We have a payroll warrant number 13 from September 2nd, 2021 for the amount of $72,293.97. We have a payroll warrant number 14 for September 9th, 2021 for the amount of $83,802.53. We have an account payable warrant 16. This is for September 14th, 2021 for the amount of $1,480,361.77. And we have a payroll warrant number 15 for September 16th, 2021 for the amount of $67,405.75. I'll make a motion that we pay the bills.
Second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is yes. So, new business, auto graveyard permits. We have Berwick Iron and Metal Recycling and Southern New Hampshire Hydroelectric. These are both ongoing. They've both
Yeah,
been,
Jen has gone out and inspected both, well, all three. We also have heavy truck sales. They just haven't submitted their application yet. These two have Berwick Iron and Metal and Southern New Hampshire Hydroelectric. So they're set to be permitted. This is an annual thing. It's a $50 charge that comes to the town, and then I send it up to the state. The permit, not the money.
so is, so we'll take the Berwick Iron and Metal first. Is, do I have a motion to renew their permit?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. They'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. And the other one is Southern New Hampshire Hydroelectric Corporation.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is no further discussion. I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is yes. So those are approved. So we have some abatements and supplementals coming up. And do we have Karen online yet?
Not yet. She was at a banquet board meeting tonight, so she wasn't sure if she would make it in time.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. Terrace Drive. Terrace. I just want to make sure I get the right ones together here. 72 Cemetery Road and 72 Cemetery Road. All right. All right, we can go through these. We have an abatement application for 15 Terrence Drive, tax map U007-40-1 mobile home. Subject to the mobile home, the owners have a homestead exemption, blind person's exemption, and a veteran's exemption. The total reduction in assessed value for these exemptions is $35,000. Due to a data entry error, the homestead exemption was entered at $22,400 when it should have been $25,000, resulting in a taxable assessed value of $3,900 when it should have been $1,300. Therefore, it is recommended that the abatement be granted in the amount of $47.58, reducing the taxable assessed value by $2,600 from $3,900 to $1,300.
Make the motion.
We have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Mark?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Mike? Mike?
Sorry, muted, yes.
Yes, and myself is a yes. All right.
One of us had to mess it up tonight, come on.
So, then the second abatement is for 72 Cemetery Road, map R 036-47-1. The subject is a 2.7 acre vacant parcel. Due to a data entry error, the wrong owner was assessed for fiscal year 2021-2022. It is recommended that the abatement be granted for the amount of $1,484.13. So that sounds like a pretty.
Make a motion.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes,
and myself is yes. So those are the abatements granted. Abatement granted. And abatement granted, all right. So I don't see the supplements in my packet. I have the abatements, but not the supplements. Let's see, under 16. Oh, there we go. All right, so the supplements is, first one is for '72 Cemetery Road. So this is the one where it was assessed by taxes were sent to the wrong people. So this is after it was sold, the ownership of the parcel. This is 72 Cemetery Road. It was bought by JEG Builders, and they were not listed as owners, but they should have been. So therefore, it is recommended that a supplemental tax be issued to JEG Builders LLC in the amount of $1,484.13. So,
make a motion.
not that one yet, Mark. We have a motion to,
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second. No further comment. I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes,
and myself would be a yes. So the second supplemental assessment is for 22 Sunrise Hill Mobile Home Park, map R0682622. The subject property was conveyed by automatic foreclosure to the town of Berwick's property tax lien dated August 9th, 2016, and recorded in the York County Register of Deeds, Book 172393, page 803. The subject property was later conveyed back to the owner, Susan Ciotti, by municipal quitclaim deed without covenants dated June 5th, 2018, and recorded in the York County books. Due to a data entry error where the land use code was not changed from an exempt property to a taxable mobile home as it should have been, the owner as of April 1st, 2021 was not assessed for fiscal year 2021-2022. The assessment for this subject property is $35,000. The property owner has a homestead exemption of $25,000, which reduces the taxable assessed value from $35,500 to $10,500. It is recommended that a supplemental tax be issued in the amount of $192.15. So it's a property that Berwick had, is through the program we have where people can pay off their back taxes. She got it back, but it wasn't entered as being subject to it, so it is now therefore a taxable property. Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. And we have one more, which is a farmland penalty. This is for 377 Diamond Hill Road, map R029-5. The property was placed in farmland classification in 1995. In August 24, 2021, the assessor office received a written request from the owners, Michael and Aaron Sikowski, to remove all acreage classified as farmland effective immediately. The owner also provided a survey of the property showing that the parcel was 20.99 acres and not the 23.86 acres that the town assessed it. Therefore, the farmland penalty is based on the correct acreage of 20.99 acres. Because this request was received prior to the tax commitment for fiscal year 2021-2022, that year was not included in the farmland penalty calculation. The penalty is assessed pursuant to 36 MRS subsection 1112. The farmland penalty is equal to the taxes that would have been assessed had the property been assessed at its fair market value as of April 1st for the preceding 5 years, less any taxes paid during this period, plus interest on the difference. Therefore, it is recommended that we approve a supplemental tax bill for this farmland penalty in the amount of $8,197.98 to the property owner for the removal of 20.99 acres from farmland pasture classification. Yeah. Motion to approve.
Make the motion approved.
We have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Mark,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. Very good. That brings us to our second public comment. We have none. Executive session, we have none planned. And other business and non-agenda items. Is the tax commitment paperwork, Patty, we already voted on, correct? So we just have to sign that.
Karen's here.
Oh, there's Karen. I was just gonna text her. I'm sorry, what tax commitment paperwork?
I have in my packet here, I have, things for the tax commitments.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that doesn't require a vote.
yeah, we already took care of all that, correct?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
all right. is, under other business and non-agenda items, one thing that we did not do is, before Steve left, he sent out a copy of a proposed, contract for James as town manager. Is Linda had some input, is Steve made some changes to it, but I don't believe that ever got sent back out to us to look at the final thing.
No.
So we'll make sure that that gets sent out for final review and we can act on that at our next meeting. And I don't think that means James is working for free yet, but so. Any other thing anybody else wants to bring up? Going once, going twice. We have one more motion to make.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. You can tell Karen that we don't need her anymore. Thanks anyways.
And I need signatures tomorrow,
Right.
Karen.
at least one person.
Right, we need a bunch of
I'll be in
signatures.
there in the afternoon, okay?
Great,
Thanks,
thanks.
Noah.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.